Have you ever wanted something but couldn't get it? Then told yourself, maybe it wasn't worth it anyway. You've probably heard the story of the fox and the grapes since childhood, a simple, easy-to-remember tale. But as we grow older, we realize it holds a deeper lesson about ourselves, about the dreams we leave behind, and the excuses we create. The story. One day in a lush green forest, a fox wandered in search of food. Its legs were weary, its throat parched. The scorching sun made it crave something cool and sweet even more. Suddenly, its eyes caught sight of a ripe cluster of grapes hanging high above. The plump, round grapes glistened in the sunlight, looking fresh and delicious. Tiny droplets of water sparkled on their skin, as if inviting the fox to take a bite. Surely, just one taste would send a sweet, refreshing burst through its mouth, quenching the burning thirst in its throat. Licking its lips, the fox stepped closer. Just one good jump, and this feast is mine, it thought. It stepped back, adjusted its stance, gathered all its strength, and leaped. Missed. It tried again. Still not high enough. A third time, it pushed itself to the limit. Its body soared through the air, legs reaching out, closer than ever before. But still, the grapes remained out of reach. Frustrated, the fox slumped to the ground, panting, its legs trembling. It was clear, those grapes were too high for it. But could it really admit that? It looked around. No rocks, no branches to climb. It tried jumping again, but the more it struggled, the weaker it became. Its breath grew short, beads of sweat dotted its red fur. Deep down, it knew the truth. The grapes were beyond its reach. But accepting defeat? That was another matter. Then with a smirk, it scoffed and shook its head. They probably aren't even sweet. Bet they're sour anyway. And with that, it lifted its head high, turned away, and walked off, pretending it had never wanted the grapes in the first place. Yet deep inside, a small part of it still felt just a little regret. The lesson from childhood. As children, we were taught that this story carries a simple reminder. Don't belittle what you can't have. Be honest with yourself, and don't let pride blind you from the truth. But as we grow older, we begin to realize the times we were the fox. Life doesn't always go as planned. We don't always get what we want. But instead of admitting defeat, we often justify it to ourselves. You dreamed of landing your dream job but got rejected. You told yourself, that place is probably toxic anyway. You loved someone who didn't feel the same. You thought, maybe they weren't that great after all. You wanted a beautiful house, a luxury car, a dream vacation, but it was out of reach. You convinced yourself, it probably wasn't worth it anyway. This mindset has a name, the sour grapes defense mechanism, a way to cope with failure without wounding our pride. But there's a problem. What if the fox had chosen differently? What if the fox hadn't walked away? What if, instead of saying, they're probably sour, it stopped and asked, what else can I do? Could it have found a rock to stand on? Could it have tried a different approach? Could it have come back later with help? Just like the fox, we have a choice. Instead of dismissing our dreams, we can ask ourselves, what can I do to get closer? What do I need to learn? Is there another way to achieve what I want? Sometimes the things we can't have are truly valuable. We just don't want to admit it. Final thoughts. So next time you find yourself longing for something that seems out of reach, don't turn away so quickly. Try again. Find another way. Learn and grow. And instead of saying it probably wasn't worth it anyway, ask yourself, what can I do better next time? Have you ever fallen into the sour grapes mindset? Share your story.